Etsy sellers, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a video about, yes, social media. I haven't spoken about social media in detail for a long time. I think it's well overdue we have another conversation about social media and Etsy, because everywhere I go, everywhere I look on the internet, people in their droves are using social media to try and grow Etsy stores and make sales. And as hopefully some of you know, I'm saying to you, this is a very, very bad idea. Here is the fundamental knowledge I want you to understand about Etsy and social media, and then I'm going to go into why it's a bad idea. And if you can share this video with people who use social media, who spend hours on social media, it will help them make more money on Etsy and curb social media use for selling on Etsy. Here's 2 facts you need to know. And most of you won't know this. Let's do this. Etsy is a visibility gatekeeper. Okay? Etsy is a visibility gatekeeper. You can't just open an Etsy store, throw 100 listings in it and get traffic and sales. Of course you can't. Many sellers try to do this. I've worked with loads that have done this, put 200-300 listings in a store overnight. It just kills the store. They control the visibility. You have to prove to them that you are worthwhile to be looked at by the algorithm to make sales, right? It doesn't just come. Social media is a visibility gatekeeper, as a lot of you, to your cost, will have found out. You can't just open an Instagram account, start posting content, get loads of followers, get lots of traffic, send it to your Etsy store, the other visibility gatekeeper, and make sales. Do you see what you're doing with social media? You are passing your products through 2 visibility gatekeepers, neither of which are going to allow you to gain traffic and views without a mountain of hard work, right? So when I talk about social media being a bad idea, it's with great experience, because social media it's just a massive time suck void. You can fall into social media and waste weeks or months in that bubble under the mistaken belief, and Etsy YouTubers are guilty for this, because they will all tell you, yeah, use Instagram, use TikTok, use Pinterest to grow your Etsy store. And I'm here telling you now that's garbage and a waste of time, utter waste of time. But this is the problem. You're having to pass through 2 gatekeepers, neither of which are going to let you in easily. So now we understand there's 2 visibility gatekeepers. Let's understand why social media is such a bad idea for you Etsy sellers, especially if you are new and growing on Etsy. It's bad news for everybody, but it's really bad news in the first couple of years of your Etsy store's life is when you really, really don't want to be using social media. This is why, okay? First reason, it is a very poor financial use of time. Okay? You may or may not know there's something called the earnings pyramid, and the earnings pyramid is literally a triangle of all the activities that you do. At the top of the pyramid are the activities that generate the most money for your business. At the bottom, as the pyramid fans out, are all the other activities, and as you go down, you earn less money from those activities. Social media, it's right at the bottom in terms of financial use of your time. You literally could not do anything worse for revenue coming back with the hours and hours that you spend each week on social media. It's such a bad financial use of your time. Let me give you a good example of financial use of your time. Listing new products, upgrading your photography and video, research into new products. They are a high earnings pyramid financial use of your time. Social media, it's right at the bottom, along with SEO. SEO is another bugbear of mine that is so overblown in its importance. But we're talking about social media today. It's a poor financial use of your time. Okay, make no mistake about it. Don't waste time on it. Here's the next one. This is literally like an obituary for social media. The next one, it's a fact. For the overwhelming majority of you, you will make little to no sales from all the work you do on social media. You will not be rewarded, and yet you still do it day after day, week after week, month after month. You'll get little to no sales from it. Why? Because social media is a visibility gatekeeper. They only let content out on social media that has the potential to entertain, educate, and inspire lots of people. Your earrings going round on a teacup in a light box, or your AI wall art, POD wall art, is not content that is going to pass through the visibility gatekeeper. They are not interested. The audience out there is not interested. You see, there's no chance. You are going to make little to no sales, overwhelmingly, pouring all that time into social media. Okay, here's the next one that runs directly off of this. And this is the killer. This is the nail in the coffin. Okay? Let's say you do make some sales. You don't get any visibility for those sales generated by social media. And I know I'm the only one saying this. I know no one else talks about it, but you can test this. I've tested it. There is no visibility coming in from external social media sales. Of course there isn't. I could hack the Etsy system if I wanted to, the algorithm, if this wasn't the case. I could pay influencers in my field, my niche area, to promote me and send me traffic direct to listings on Etsy and make dozens and dozens of sales over a weekend if I wanted to. And then if the algorithm rewarded you, it would just boost the listings and you'd make loads more sales. It doesn't happen. It doesn't work like that. Etsy can't allow it to work like that. I've talked at great length about this in other videos on my channel. If you want to search these videos, just type in social media is killing your Etsy store. In fact, you can just type that into YouTube and it'll come right up. Watch those videos to explain the technicals behind this. But look, you get little to no sales, you get no visibility, you are passing through visibility gatekeepers twice. Do you see the problem, right? So here's the next one. And I'm hoping lots of you can relate to this. Social media is mentally exhausting. This saps the creativity life out of the places you should be putting that creativity. Okay? It is mentally exhausting. I do social media for my consultancy, right? But that's not on Etsy. And I don't directly try to sell to people. That's crazy. I try to make it interesting, make it fun. Who wants to watch me going on about how much my consultations are? Nobody, no one cares, right? Social media is mentally exhausting and it saps the lifeblood out of you away from where you should be putting it. Those top tier pieces of work that you can do in the earnings pyramid, as I mentioned earlier. Mentally exhausting. Why would you want to be mentally exhausted to get no visibility, no sales, and pass through two visibility gatekeepers? It's just madness, isn't it, when you think about it? So, here's the next one. Most of you with social media are you're trying to sell. You see how ridiculous this is getting? You're trying to sell your products, which is mentally exhausting. You don't get any visibility. You don't get any sales. It's a poor financial use of your time, and nobody is interested because social media is a visibility gatekeeper. You're not even getting out to the people that might be interested because social media keeps your visibility close to your account. It's very hard to get visibility, as any of you have put real effort in. Well, no, I have. I've built many accounts on Instagram, TikTok. I know how it works. It's really hard work, and you cannot sell. Well, you certainly can't sell in the traditional way. Maybe some of you have seen those bait and switch videos on Instagram and TikTok that have been going around for the last year, where they'll show you a piece of viral content and then cut to what the actual sell is. And that's the latest thing. It's been going on for a while. Yes, you can get some views that way, but you are still duping people to get the content. And yes, it's funny, right? But that's the kind of thing that has to happen to get you any kind of audience. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. Don't try to sell with social media. First of all, any social media you do, don't send the traffic to Etsy, send it to your website, right? And if you're going to do that, don't do this. Don't sell. Nobody's interested. You do this. You brand. Okay? So you use it to build your brand. And in doing that, 3 things your social media has to do: educate, entertain, and inspire. If you do any of those 3 things in your social media content, it falls under branding, and people will watch it and comment and react to it, and you will gain an audience. But don't sell. Educate, entertain, and inspire. Build a brand. The sales come from your brand anyway, in the end. And people who have done this know this, right? Just a little bit of social media advice there for you, for those that will be using it in some context. Just don't do it to your Etsy store, right? So, don't sell. Huge one, you know? It's just a waste of time. And as you all know as well, it is ridiculously hard to get a following. All right? It is so hard to build an Instagram account, a TikTok account, a Pinterest account. So difficult. It takes so much hard work. And the rewards just aren't worth it for most of you. Honestly, 95% of you, more than 95% of you, will fail because of all these problems that are built or baked in to using social media. It's so hard to get a following, right? And here's the last one. After all that, if you're still hanging on and going, no, Nick, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do social media. I'm not listening to you, right? Here's the killer. This is the final nail in the coffin. When you use social media to try and sell, you will get super low converting traffic into your Etsy store. This is madness. The traffic is low converting. They might have a click, have a little look, but they're not going to buy. Most of them will not buy. You may, if you built 500 followers or 1,000 followers, you'll have a small core of people that will buy from you. Everyone else is just there for whatever reason they're there for. Maybe they're educating, maybe they're entertaining, maybe you're inspiring, you know. They're not there to buy. So you've got all this low converting traffic flowing into your Etsy store, which is not going to convert. You get no visibility, no sales, and your visibility gate kept by Etsy itself. And these are the reasons why I wanted to have this conversation with you again. Seriously, most people don't know this. Most people, when I'm looking in Reddit and Instagram and TikTok and Threads, they're all talking about how to use social media. It's just blowing my mind. It's the worst use of your time for these reasons, and yet everyone still seems to do it, and most people aren't hearing my message here. So let me know in the comments if this makes sense to you. Do you use social media? If you do, how much time do you spend on it? Is this sinking in? Will you stop using social media and do more profitable activities instead? Let me know your social media story in the comments. Let's open the conversation again. I haven't done this for a while. I'll be fascinated to know what you all think about this, what your experience of social media is, selling through social media, how hard it is. What's your story? Let's put it in my comments. And as always, if you want to work with me, don't wait, don't guess. The book in now button for my wonderful Etsy Academy is on your screen. Takes you to a a page where you can watch a video about my academy and sign up for a 7-day free trial if you want. I can't say fairer than that. I look forward to catching you in the comments and catching you in my academy. Cheers.